Hey everybody, Mark Herman, aka LA Bengal fan on most of the major platforms. I'm joined here with super fans Riley Goldman and Heath Goldman, and this is the Week 3 Jungle Talk recap. And I can't even clap. I just you know,
Today.
I feel like somebody who's just seen like a horrific car accident or something, and I don't know what to say, but we'll get into this. I First of all, before we get started, if you don't subscribe, please subscribe. It's all we ask. We do these recaps right after the game for you. Just support the channel, hit the subscribe, hit the thumbs up. It helps us out with the analytics. So, like I said, just support the channel, please. And and it's hard for me to fathom that with 2 minutes at the 2 minute warning of halftime, right? In this guy half, we looked like it was 17-3. We looked like we were going to win the middle eight. We were going to go in, get some kind of a score. Even if it was 17-6, we get the ball coming out at half, different vibe, different energy. We had already gift wrapped, 7 points on the pick six. And then there was 74 seconds that just two touchdowns. Fant gets stripped. I mean, he makes a good catch. We're going to be in a second and short. He gets the ball stripped. Another swoop for six. And then we follow it up with two more turnovers, three turnovers in 4 plays. I mean, literally, this team was just any thought of them coming back, man. It's just all of a sudden it's 34-7, 34-3, and the game's over. And you're just like standing there going, what just happened? I mean, and I never thought I'm gonna finish this and then you guys are gonna jump in. I never thought I this was all on the offense today. All of it. This was all on the offense. The defense doesn't turn the ball over. And the defense was the only reason, even with the pick six, they were in it at the 2 minute warning.
Yeah.
You can't throw your defense out there. What was it? Four first half turnovers? I mean, this is all on the offense. No ball security, penalties, just atrocious. I am actually wearing a Billy Price jersey. I told Raleigh, this is my jersey of shame. If I'm going to wear a jersey when we come out and we do what we just did today, the Billy Price jersey is what comes out. I don't waste a winning jersey on. So, but I just never thought we'd be sitting here. We thought the defense was going to be our big question mark coming into the season, and the defense has been very respectable. And this is all on the offense. So go ahead, give me your
Yeah.
thoughts.
I mean, I had to go take photos for the school paper during thankfully during those last 2 minutes, so I missed that horrific scene that occurred. But honestly, I was worried heading into this week. This defense last year too was absolutely elite. Crazy stunts. Half the team rushes the passer, and our O line's been rough. I knew it was going to be a dirty game. Backup quarterback in there. I didn't have high hopes for this game. I didn't think it'd be this bad. Um, but I mean, we watched last week Browning throw into tight windows. He's reckless with the ball. We knew that was going to happen. And then they bring pressure, and then it's even worse than what we thought.
Right.
And they're trained. You could see throughout the entire game. They train to punch the ball out. They don't train to just wrap up and bring a guy down. They train to go after it. And they did it the entire game. Brought out what, four, nearly five fumbles. We recovered two of them, but
Yeah.
it
Oh,
was it was bad.
Chase fumbled, Fant fumbled. I mean, it's just Samaji P. Ryan fumbled. Uh, just you know, like I said, and this is all on the offense because the defense had us in the game and would have continued to have us in the game. We go into the locker room 17-6, 17-10. It's a totally different game. But
Whether you like him or not, as an announcer, Tony Romo knows the game of football. He sat there and questioned every single first down call, made the calls, sat there and questioned Zac Taylor on and on and on. I know Devin's not going to be able to join us today, but I'm going to, at the end of the day, if Zac Taylor's going to call plays, then it's on him. And I understand the strip and the fumbles and everything else are not on him, but the play calls are. And at the end of the day, they use the word elite play callers. I mean, offensive minded coaches for these two coaches today. If you want to think that their coach is elite, so be it. But you can't put Zac Taylor in those two words in that word in the same sentence.
Listen, Wentz did not beat us today. We beat us today.
No doubt.
Okay? You looked at Wentz's stats. I mean, before the game was just garbage time. I mean, Wentz had like 140 yards passing. We sacked him how many times? If you told me we are going to have like 3 sacks in the first, quarter and a half of this game, I would have thought, we'd be doing pretty well. But like I said, you can't just gift wrap points like we did.
I don't know if this is what was on his mind because I can't ask him. But there was a point in the third quarter where Tony Romo questioned, and I don't know if he was really questioning of Zac Taylor if the Bengals would actually make a move, but if they said this continues next week, something has to happen. I don't know if you paid attention to that.
Yeah, I heard that too.
He means, that Zac Taylor's on the hot seat 4 games into the season or what. But I was like, I'm sitting here thinking to myself, I know Devin was calling for it last week.
Yeah, no, it's
but the Browns would the Browns would never
family. Yeah, no. Mike Brown and the Blackburns.
While the old man is still alive, he's still in control of that family. That will be the critical element. I've said it on this show a million times. What happens when he goes will be very quickly determined because you look at and saw what happened over in Indianapolis. Okay, as soon as Irsay was gone, and I know they, I'm not suggesting they waited and they weren't waiting. They were waiting for their dad to die, but they made some big changes over there, and it's going to be interesting to see if Mike Brown and this family or the Blackbirds will do something different. It was disgusting watching this today.
No, I said on the preview show that I thought our defense would play well because we had seen really positive signs from our defense the first 2 games of the season. I said the key matchup is going to be Brian Flores and the Minnesota defense against our offense. And you know what? They fucking torched us. They came in with a game plan. They executed. Their defense did exactly what they were trying to do, and we were completely outcoached in that matchup. So
last week we talked about the difference between Browning and Burrow. Okay, Browning was getting the ball out quick. Play calls was quick, and somebody, I think it was Devin, would jumping all over me. The play calls, for Browning were very different. He was getting the ball out quickly. So what do we do today? We're going to run the same. We're going to run the same offense that we do with Joe Burrow, and all of a sudden he's scrambling back there for his life. Nothing quick, no slants, no 3 yards to the tight end. It was unbelievable. The play calling was back to the same play calling, thinking that you had Joe Burrow in there. Am I right or am I wrong?
No, it was horrible. Like I said, completely offensively, we had no game plan coming in. None. Yeah. Running the ball on first down. How many first down runs do you need to do before you stop doing them? And then when we did throw, all of a sudden we were in 2nd and 3, 2nd and 5, which is better than, 2nd and 10. But you just at no point did you feel, and then you start to get your defense, gets you stops. We had like 3 straight 3-and-outs, on Wentz, and what do? You drive downfield, but then you turn the ball over 3 times in 4 plays.
Mark, remind me, Riley. One of you remind me who calls the plays on this team?
It's pitcher and Zac.
Oh, Zac Taylor. Oh, okay, that's right. The head coach.
Yeah.
You look at that offense. You would think somebody could get open within 2 to 3 yards, right? I mean, you sit there and look at Chase. You look at Higgins. You look at Gesicki. You look at Font. You look at, Chase Brown coming out of the backfield. You've got you got Sample if he's out there on the blocking tight end, releasing it. How do we not move the ball?
Because
some yards.
Right. We talked about slants.
And we can't run the ball. This offensive line is a travesty.
So their most effective play was a pass on first down to Chase Brown. It's basically a long handoff is what it is. And we just never we ran it once, we were successful, and then the next first down they hand the ball to Chase and he gets stopped up, and you're just like sitting there going, just shaking your head. It's like going in the refrigerator 25 times, thinking that something new has materialized on the shelf for you to eat. You've gone there, there's nothing to eat, and you keep going. It's like it's insanity. That's the
Yeah.
definition of insanity.
I
Bernard,
I have two positives from this game since we've been on
oh
a lot
gosh,
of negatives,
son,
and
I can't wait to hear this.
there isn't much good in this game.
No,
I
there's
think the
not.
only good that this team had was Chris Jenkins in the middle
Yep.
Yes.
and Miles Murphy finally making an
Yes.
Yep.
appearance.
Okay.
Yes.
I'll give it to you.
Miles Murphy's stat line isn't great, only half a sack, one QB hit. One, that's more than he's had in a long time. And two, he was in the face of Wentz way more than he had been in any other quarterback before.
Right.
Yep.
He finally looked like a first round pick that we've wanted for 2 years.
Yeah. We
And
need
Chris
it.
Jenkins, 1.5 sacks, one tackle for loss, two QB hits. Coming out of the middle, I mean, finally, this defense has some sort of, at least the D line, had some sort of pressure
Yes.
on a quarterback that we haven't had outside of Hendrickson in 2 years.
Which is
Finally.
candidly why I thought we had a shot today, right? I mean, I really thought it, backup quarterback, journeyman, granted, I understand where he was picked, but all of a sudden, Mark, you're right. I actually called Riley, and he's like, Dad, I had to run out to do something for school real quick. I'm 17-3. We're driving. I said to him, Riley, we got the ball. We got the ball on the 36-yard line.
We're in
It's
field goal
second
range.
down.
Yeah.
We've got a chance to score. Mark talks about this all the time on the show. Score going into. We got the ball coming out. We can make this a different ball game. And I called him back 30 seconds later. I'm like, well, forget about that. Fant catches a beautiful pass and gets the ball punched out 69 yards back. We're down 24-3, and the game was over at that point.
Yeah. No, we followed that up. And it's just, I've never had a game turn just so fast, just so quickly. But
Brian Flores, you talk about Brian Flores.
I talked about him. He was a big concern of mine, was Brian Flores on the preview. I said the big matchup is going to be our offense against Brian Flores because they were embarrassed last week against Atlanta. They were embarrassed last week, and so we caught them. Now the question is going to be, what do we look like next week? Because if we come out and we look flat against Denver, then yeah, it's time to bring in a fresh voice into the locker room, and move on because you've got to you
because I think we have the
offensive weapons. I
back.
know Burrow's gone, but with Chase and T and all the offensive weapons we have, there's no reason why there wasn't an offensive game plan where we could put up some points today. There's just too much talent at the skill positions, and that's how the Brown family is going to feel. We spent how much money? Gave two $4 million extensions to 4-year extensions to.
At the end of the day, they gave the extensions and they did nothing in the trenches. The guard spots have been problems for us for a long time. Okay, we did nothing to reinforce the guard positions.
So I'm going to give you one other positive, and I know that this person turned the ball over. Okay, it was one of the 3 turnovers, but before that turnover, and even during that turnover, they punched that because he has a thumb injury now. But Samaje Perine was running with purpose.
Yes,
he was running with purpose on special teams. We had a 3rd and 12 where he got the first down. I mean, he was running with purpose. What was Chase Brown's numbers on the day? I saw at one point he was like 10 carries for 2 yards.
I think he had 3 yards. Hold up.
Yeah, I saw at one
10
point.
carries, 3 yards.
So he got
one. You know what? I can't put the blame on the kid.
No,
listen. You get the hole and you're getting blasted. It's like, what do you do?
The problem's the play calling.
To get the legs moving.
The problem's the play calling. It's very simple, and you saw it. It was like, how many times are you just going to bang your head against the wall? Oh, it's first down. Let's hand it to Chase Brown for a no gain and having get piled on. I mean, how many times do we sit there and just bang our head against the wall?
The middle. I mean, not even a pitch to then a pitch out. I mean, just
nothing
up the middle. I mean, up the middle. Up the middle.
Romo was saying it the entire game of they need to stop running on first. The way that they were embarrassed last week, they're focused on the run. Every time a running play worked was when it wasn't on first down. Every time we ran on first down, we gained a total of probably 4 yards in this game.
So, yep.
And everything else was behind the line of scrimmage or at the line of scrimmage.
So
the 3rd down run by Perine was great. The pitch out that counts as a pass, but to
Yeah, it's an
chase Brown
extended
in the
handoff. I
flat.
mean, you can call it a wide receiver screen. I
Right.
mean, but it's basically an extended handoff.
Yeah.
But you
Everything
mix it
else the running
up.
backs did before Taj Brooks came in with all the backups didn't work.
Right.
Taj Brooks was the only running back who actually had positive yardage on the ground outside of the P. Ryan run.
But it was
By the
junk
way,
time,
who's
so those
our
stats
number
don't even
two?
really matter.
Our
Right.
number two wide receiver. What's his name again?
T. Higgins, who
Can somebody introduce him to Zac Taylor? What
yeah.
I saw, guys. I gotta be honest. I got so fed up. I started watching other games. How many targets? I remember one target.
Two. He had two.
Two targets.
One of
Two
them was in
targets.
the end zone where he actually, if he once again, you talk about game of inches, he catches that. It's a
Yeah.
different. I know it's a jump ball and everything,
That was a
And it
great
was a
big
defensive.
PI
credit
and
to
That
all
the
was
the
a great. It
defender,
finishing.
and it
was a
went
great
through
defensive play.
Higgins' hands. So I mean,
Yeah.
but that was one of his two
Great
targets.
defensive play. Two targets.
Two targets.
Seriously, we're gonna pay $30 million for two targets?
Well, we are going to pay $30 million, and he's going to get targeted next year when Burrow's back. And any talk, I mean, guys, Browning's a backup for a reason. We were looking for him. I was asking for 5 out of the next 12 games, 5 and 7. 6 and 6 would have been gravy, right? But I got news. This is the saddest thing. This is the easiest game we have in the next four of the 4
Oh
games we
yeah.
had. Okay, this was the easiest one. You go
But Mark, I'm
Denver,
gonna be very
Green
clear.
Bay, Detroit. No, but I mean, if we were going to get 5 wins out of that 12 game window, this was a game we needed to have. We really did, and it set the tone going forward. Now, the only way to kind of reset is to win Monday night in Denver. And from what I saw in this offense, I don't know that unless they come out like the Minnesota did after being embarrassed last week. They need to respond. We're going to learn a lot about this team. And I know that the network is probably not happy that this is a Monday night game. That Bengals, they can't flex out of this game. So hopefully,
But Mark, you can say what you want about Browning. I know he's a backup for a reason, but he has meaningful stats in this league. We were there was times where we looked at this and like, okay, we're fine with him right here. Mark, this was not on Browning.
oh no, no.
And the touch, a couple of the picks
tip.
were
No,
ugly.
I'm not.
He's running for his life.
I'm just trying to say
Right.
that you see the posts all the time from people saying, so we don't need to trade Burrow. What Browning has like even after the game last week, we don't need Burrow. Yes, we do.
But I'm gonna tell you something right
It's
now.
a different team, and Browning has limitations. He forces the ball. He doesn't have the
Yeah.
accuracy. He doesn't have the same amount of response to duress when he's in the pocket.
But I'm
Burrow
gonna tell you
just
right now.
doesn't ever seem to be Burrow's a never give up, and he's never flustered. You see Browning get into the panic mode and then force balls. Because think about it. If he doesn't try to force that ball, that was still forcing a ball into a lot of coverage on the first pick six. If we just throws that away, it's 10-6. Right?
If we
Oh, we were when we did these turnovers, look at the returns, 70, 84 yards or something, 70. Look at Rogers' statistics on those 2 big returns. We're in field goal range on both of those plays.
I don't ever remember having this conversation with anybody about an elite offensive line for the Cincinnati Bengals. At some point, you don't even have to be elite. You have to at least spend some money to have a good one. And I get it. We had some bad free agency injuries where we did go out and spend some money. You have to build an offensive line that can block for more than 1 or 2 seconds.
No, this offense hasn't clicked, and we thought this wasn't going to be our issue. The big question mark coming into the season was our defense, and our defense has actually impressed me. Golden has done a great job in a short amount of time. But our offense is it wasn't there when Burrow was there.
No.
The quarter with a game plus that Burrow played, those games were won by our defense.
Although I know that game was given to us, the Browns went and just beat the Packers. I don't know if you saw that. But,
yeah, I saw it. Believe me, I saw it. It cost me a really, really big parlay. So I felt it. No, it is what it is. It's called gambling.
Jordan Love, all-world Jordan Love threw that game away. But all right, enough.
They had a chance to win the game on a field goal, and it got blocked. They lost that on special teams. Jordan Love still got them into the red zone. They had a field goal opportunity, so that loss is not on Jordan Love at all. So, and it's the two best defenses in football, probably the
Yeah.
Browns and the Packers right now. I don't know
Vikings are
statistically.
making a push for that
Well,
one.
the Vikings are getting bodies back and playing better, so
Yeah.
we'll see. But Harrison Smith just back this week, you
Yeah.
know, just tipped that
I
ball
mean,
enough. But that was, like I said, that's one of those that Jake probably should have thrown it away, and we take the field goal, and we're
yeah.
still in the game. It's about, not we did everything we could to not win the game today, and it was all on the offense. I'm not sliding our defense in the least
No.
today. So
We're repeating
I
ourselves all
know.
over just to give our misery something to
No. And you
drown
know
in.
what?
So
It's so we're gonna do a preview. We got a lot to talk about on this preview coming up on Thursday. Uh, in terms of we're gonna learn. I'm just gonna end on this. We're gonna learn a lot about this team on how they come out Monday night in Denver. We're going to learn a lot about this team on whether this is going to be let's get our rookies out there and let's, and get rid of Zach at some point in the season, or is this going to be a salvage the season? Do what the Browns did today and beat the Packers. Go into Denver and win next week.
Yeah.
You
well, they
know?
were home, but that's still I get your point.
So I'm so glad, we had talked about going to the Denver game and then it was Monday night and it kind of messed everything up in terms of making that our trip. We always do our road trip. And somebody and when Burrow went down last week, I said, I'm so glad I didn't buy Denver tickets, so just
All right, boys. Good seeing you.
good seeing you too. Hey, once
Go give
again,
it just a little who day.
well, we'll do a little who day. If you don't subscribe, please subscribe. Just support the channel. We're all miserable here, but we still come out here. It's very therapeutic.
No, there was nothing therapeutic about
No, it
football.
is. When we end this, you will feel better. You
No.
will feel better. That's why therapy works. I'm telling you, I
No.
started doing the show because of my frustrations in 2015 with Marvin Lewis, and it was therapeutic.
The only reason why this was therapeutic is I get to spend 25 minutes with my son during the week that I don't get to spend any other time.
And that, you know what? That puts things in perspective because
That's it.
there's
That's
more
the only reason why
important
this was
things in life
therapeutic.
than anything else. And it's family. I had Friday night with my daughter, at the Who farewell tour at the Hollywood Bowl. That's what life.
All right, let's talk music. You want to talk music? Riley and I can talk music all day with you.
Oh, I know.
I gotta go. I gotta get something to
support the channel. Support the channel. Hit the like. Hit the subscribe. Hit the bell so you know when our videos come out. And give us a thumbs up. It helps us out with the analytics. I'm going to say, who day, everybody, and we'll see you during the week. Take care.